Today we will discuss why Japanese cars are the most reliable on Earth. What if I told you that the secret to a car that lasts for decades isn't just about the engine or the transmission, but a philosophy? For years, Japanese cars have been the gold standard for reliability, with brands like Toyota, Honda, and Subaru becoming synonymous with dependability. And the data backs it up. In the latest 2025 JD Power Vehicle Dependability Study, Lexus once again ranked highest overall in vehicle dependability for the third consecutive year. Meanwhile, Toyota also secured a top 3 spot in the mass market segment. But how do they do it? It's not a magic trick, and it's definitely not by accident. It's a combination of deeply ingrained cultural principles, game-changing manufacturing processes, and a relentless focus on the person holding the keys. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the 5 biggest secrets behind the legendary reliability of Japanese cars. Have you ever wondered why that old Honda in your neighborhood just keeps on running, year after year, with what seems like just basic maintenance? Or how Toyota earned a global reputation for vehicles that are ridiculously tough? This isn't just a reputation. It's a reality proven by decades of data and millions of happy owners. It all comes down to a series of deliberate choices and philosophies that put long-term quality ahead of short-term trends. So, let's dive in and uncover the real reasons why Japanese cars are the most reliable on Earth. Secret: the philosophy of perfection Kaizen. The first secret isn't something you can hold in your hand. It's a mindset. It's called Kaizen, a Japanese term that means continuous improvement. And this isn't just a corporate buzzword. It's a core philosophy that's baked into the DNA of these companies, from the CEO down to the team on the assembly line. Unlike the Western approach that often chases huge, disruptive innovations, Kaizen is all about making small, incremental improvements consistently over a long period of time. Think of it this way: instead of trying to reinvent the wheel, the focus is on making the existing wheel 1% better every single day. An employee on the factory floor might suggest a tiny tweak to their workstation that shaves a second off a process or reduces the chance of a small error by a fraction of a percent. Individually, these changes sound minor. But when thousands of employees make small improvements every day, the cumulative effect is a tidal wave of quality. It leads to processes that are constantly refined, waste that is systematically eliminated, and potential flaws that are designed out of the system before they ever become a problem. And that relentless drive for better is the foundation everything else is built on. Secret: building it right, not fast. The Toyota production system. If Kaizen is the soul, then the Toyota production system, or TPS, is the central nervous system of Japanese manufacturing. While Toyota pioneered it, its principles have been adopted and adapted by automakers across Japan. 2 of its core ideas completely changed the game: Jidoka and just-in-time. Jidoka can be translated as automation with a human touch. In a typical factory, the goal is to keep the line moving no matter what. But with Jidoka, any worker or even a machine is empowered to stop the entire production line the second a defect is found. It sounds counterintuitive, right? But the genius here is that it prevents one small mistake from traveling down the line and getting buried in a finished car. Problem is fixed immediately, at the source. It's about building quality in, not inspecting problems out. Then there's just-in-time manufacturing. This means parts are delivered to the assembly line at the exact moment they are needed, in the exact quantity required. This slashes waste and, crucially for reliability, prevents a massive stockpile of parts that might have an undiscovered defect. If a supplier sends a bad batch of components, the problem is contained almost instantly, affecting a tiny number of vehicles. These principles create a manufacturing environment that is obsessed with getting it right the first time. Secret: the culture of honor and craftsmanship. You simply can't separate the quality of a car from the culture of the people who build it. In Japan, there's a deep cultural emphasis on honor, precision, and taking immense pride in your work. For many, building a car isn't just a job. It's a reflection of their personal and collective commitment to excellence. This mindset is a huge factor in the final product. This approach is often called total quality management, or TQM, where every department, from engineering to marketing, shares responsibility for maintaining the absolute highest standards. It's the understanding that a car's reliability isn't just the engine. It's the quality of the paint, the durability of the interior switches, and the flawless operation of every single button. Japanese automakers also cultivate deep, long-term partnerships with their suppliers. They are treated as partners in the mission for quality, not just vendors in a bidding war. This ensures every component, from a simple bolt to a complex sensor, is made to the same high standard. Now, this doesn't mean every single Japanese car is flawless. Some brands have certainly had missteps with technologies like CVT transmissions. But this cultural chain of quality is incredibly difficult for competitors to replicate. Alright, if you're geeking out on manufacturing philosophy as much as we are, do us a solid and hit that like button. And if you want more deep dives that go beyond the spec sheet, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss what's next. Secret, strength in simplicity, conservative innovation. You've probably noticed that carmakers are in a mad dash to pack their vehicles with the latest, greatest, and often most complex tech. In contrast, many Japanese brands take a more measured and conservative approach. They often prioritize perfecting proven technologies over rushing to be the first with something new and potentially buggy. Think about the glitchy infotainment systems that plague so many modern cars. While some brands roll out flashy, complex interfaces that become a major source of owner complaints, a Japanese automaker will often stick with a simpler, more intuitive system for longer, making sure it's completely bulletproof before release. This extends to powertrains, too. They'll use an engine or transmission for many years, constantly refining it through Kaizen, rather than launching a completely new, unproven design every product cycle. This isn't to say they don't innovate. Toyota's pioneering work with hybrids is a perfect example. But their innovations go through incredibly rigorous, long-term testing before they ever reach a customer. By letting others work out the kinks of brand new tech, Japanese brands can implement them later once they're proven to be dependable. This focus on proven engineering results in cars with fewer of the electronic gremlins that frustrate so many owners. Secret, over-engineering for the real world. The final secret is a testament to the dedication of Japanese engineers, the principle of over-engineering. This is the practice of designing components and systems to handle stresses far beyond what they'd ever see in normal or even extreme driving conditions. The legendary Toyota Hilux pickup is a perfect example, famous for its ability to take unbelievable punishment and just keep going. The same can be said for icons like the Toyota Land Cruiser and countless Honda and Toyota engines that seem to run forever. The engineers designed these parts with huge tolerances and durability baked right in. They use higher quality materials and more robust designs than are strictly necessary, creating a massive buffer of strength that translates directly into a longer life. This means when you're driving your Toyota Camry or Honda Accord every day, its core components are barely breaking a sweat. They aren't being stressed to their limits. This drastically reduces wear and tear over time, which is why it's not shocking to see these cars with 200,000 or 300,000 miles on the clock, still running strong on their original engine and transmission. They're reliable not just because they're well-made, but because they are fundamentally built to be stronger than they have to be. So, when you put it all together, the legendary reliability of Japanese cars isn't magic. It's a potent formula. It begins with Kaizen, the philosophy of constant, small improvements that refines every action. It's brought to life by the Toyota production system, which builds quality into every step of the process. It's reinforced by a culture of honor that puts pride and responsibility into every worker's hands. It's protected by a conservative approach to innovation that favors proven tech over risky features. And it's all locked in by a commitment to over-engineering parts to last a lifetime. This disciplined, holistic approach is why brands like Lexus, Toyota, and Honda consistently top reliability studies and have earned the trust of millions of drivers. They have proven, decade after decade, that a car can be more than just an appliance. It can be a faithful partner for the long road ahead. But that's our take. Now we want to hear from you. What's the most reliable car you've ever owned? Was it a Japanese brand? Or did another automaker win your loyalty? Let us know your story in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the fascinating world of cars. Thanks for watching.